Donald Trump's recent agreement with Iran is facing increasing backlash from his allies, both at home and abroad. The harshest critics say that the deal is a, quote, document of surrender to Iran. But the US president has dismissed these allegations, insisting instead that the agreement amounts to Iran's unconditional surrender. Just a few hours ago, Trump posted a statement on Truth Social saying that it is Iran that met for talks out of desperation and not the US. His statement on Iran further says, and I quote, "They are finished. We'll play out the next 60 days. They get no money, not even 10 cents. Trump's statement is a response to what Iran's leader Moshtaba Khamenei said just a day ago about this memorandum of understanding. Khamenei, in a written statement, says that it was the American president who, out of desperation, used all kinds of leverage to bring out this deal. The Iranian leader also said that he had a different view about this memorandum of understanding, but still granted permission. Provisions of the signed MOU has drawn criticism from lawmakers who argue that Trump was not tough enough on Iran. Now, critics here argue that the terms of the interim agreement fall short of what the American president set out to achieve at the start of this war. Trump had been promising that he would settle for nothing less than unconditional surrender. In fact, even a year ago, this was his recurring motto.
It's very simple, unconditional surrender. That means I've had it. Okay, I've had it, I give up, no more. Then we go blow up all the, all the nuclear stuff that's all over the place there.
Let us remind our viewers that shortly after the US and Israel launched joint airstrikes on Iran on February 28th, the US president laid out a host of objectives. At the time, he said the goals included preventing Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon, achieving regime change, degrading its missile and drone capabilities, and dismantling its, quote, regional proxy network. Under the current agreement, Iran commits to never producing nuclear weapons. The fate of Iran's enriched uranium stockpile and other nuclear issues, however, will be addressed in future talks. The draft contains no explicit instructions on Iran's ballistic missile or drone programs. Trump also stated on March 2nd that Iran must stop arming and funding allied groups in Iraq, Lebanon, Gaza, and Yemen. However, the memorandum does not specifically mention those groups. Instead, it calls for an immediate and permanent end to conflict across all fronts, including Lebanon. Iran, on the other hand, will be getting its frozen assets back if it complies with the deal. The agreement also provides for a $300 billion investment fund to be used for reconstruction. Now, these terms have prompted allegations that Donald Trump was forced to settle on Iranian conditions. Even the Wikipedia page on the Iran war now mentions that the conflict ended in an Iranian victory. While Wikipedia is an open source platform that can be edited by members of the public, this highlights the prevailing perception over the conclusion of the war. On Thursday, Trump pushed back at the mounting criticism, saying that those who think he was soft on Iran are either jealous, bad people, or stupid. In an interview with Axios, Trump admitted that he negotiated the agreement to prevent the conflict from triggering a global economic depression. However, he denied that he was humbled in any way by the 3-month war with Iran. Instead, he said that he believes there are, quote, no limits to his ability to exert power. For the moment, the technical talks planned in Switzerland during the weekend have been postponed. US Vice President J.D. Vance has cancelled his trip amid the latest barrage of strikes that Israel carried out on Lebanon, in which it claims to have killed several Hezbollah members. Lebanon officials, on the other hand, have said that the number stands at 47, including women and children who have been killed, with almost 100 other people injured. On the Israel-Lebanon front, the latest development is that both sides have agreed to a ceasefire which now goes into effect. However, its implementation hangs by a delicate thread because Lebanese media has just moments ago reported that an Israeli strike took place after truce was announced. And so the question, beyond the debate on victory, is on whether US-Iran agreement will hold and if talks of lasting peace will even take place. Speaking of Lebanon, the country has emerged as the peace agreement's biggest litmus test. Fresh clashes between Israel and Hezbollah could derail this fragile truce, with Lebanon reporting a fresh Israeli attack shortly after truce was announced. WION's Gadi Francis gets you this ground report from Beirut suburb in Lebanon. Take a look.
Every building in Beirut's Dahieh, or the southern suburb of Beirut, every building holds maybe not less than 12 families, and every family on the average of 5 people. And you can count and list tens of buildings in southern suburb, and you can count and list tens of buildings across South Lebanon. All this has happened in the past few months and in the past few years. Israel has struck relentlessly all shapes of targets in Lebanon under the banner that it is fighting Hezbollah. Hezbollah, on the other side, was under a ceasefire for 15 months, restarted the war zone in the past 3 months, and is still ongoing. While the clashes continue in South Lebanon, each party says you must stop first. But in general, there is occupied Lebanese land, and the people that are being targeted in Lebanon are mostly families. This is why Lebanon awaits what might this US-Iran deal actually bring to their lives, and would the destiny of more than 1.5 million Lebanese people who have been displaced be finally known. I'm Gadi Francis reporting from Beirut's southern suburb, Lebanon. WION, World is One.